Welcome to a bonus video. Bonus video. Bonus video. Okay, yeah, I'm trying to be cute. Can you tell? Anyway, yeah, so I decided to make a bonus video this week just because I'm in an in-between place right now with my work, so I have more free time, so I decided to make a bonus video for you guys. I'm also trying something new with like the camera situation. So normally I just have it at eye level with me, and then you just see my face. But this time I have my phone perched up a little bit higher, looking down. Let me know if you like this configuration or not. I don't know yet. So feedback, please. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, bonus video. What's this bonus video about? I thought I would make a more helpful video targeted specifically at people who are authors or who want to be authors or who want to get started writing professionally in some sort of manner ish, I guess. This video is going to be me mostly talking about like my website and like showing you guys what that looks like. But basically this video is like, okay, most authors have the question like, oh, okay, should I have a website? Should I do the email chain type thing for marketing? Should I be present on social media? If so, how much? Should I don't really feel comfortable with that. Like maybe you're somebody who is tempted to post more anonymously. And honestly, all of these things are dependent on the person. Like I don't think there's a correct answer across the board. So I'm just going to tell you guys what I invest time and energy into. You guys obviously are on my YouTube channel, so you know that I make videos and content to a certain degree. I also am on Instagram and Threads pretty heavily. I could be better with TikTok. It's just I hate filming short form content, or I hate it. Yeah, there's some lessons that I probably need to learn too if I want to be, more present online. But one of the ones that I think gets overlooked quite a bit is having your own author's website. And so I just wanted to show you my website and see what kind of stuff you could do with it, or just show you guys. And I'll have pictures of my website somewhere on here so you guys can like visually see what I'm talking about, but also I'll have it in the link in this video's description as well if you want to give it a check out. But basically, so like my website is very, very basic. My husband actually made this for me. He designed it. You can see his name at the very bottom of the screen. And it just starts off with like a basic landing page. Now, I will admit to you guys that this is a little out of date because I released Cursed Fate a very long time ago. But this was just like what I thought was like a cute picture of me, and it looked authory at the time. But now like obviously I look a lot different than that photo, so I really have to update it. I did do an author's photography shoot. Like I got like a photo shoot done, and so I'm gonna ask hubby to replace these pictures with some from the like actual photo shoot, and I'm gonna change my actual author's picture to one of the pictures that I did with this photo shoot. I actually found a photographer who's willing to do this for me online, so that was really, really cool, and that's another benefit of being present on social media is that sometimes you find other small business owners who are willing to work with you and stuff, even if you um, need services that are like outside of your budget and stuff. So yeah, like they were willing to help me out because I had a more of a following, I had more exposure, so they helped me out for that. Yeah, so that kind of stuff happens if you dedicate stuff to be online. That's kind of cool too. But anyway, I'm going to move to the about section. And again, I need to replace this picture because this is my old author's photo. I like took this myself in a selfie in my bedroom. And, I just wanted to look funky. Like, I literally just wanted to just have this sort of like brand that was like colorful and kind of punk and fun and vibrant, which I do think is like my personality, but definitely like again I look very, very different now from this person in this picture here. And yeah, and also I mean I could spruce up my about, maybe like just give another glance over because it's been a couple years since I've written this. I tend to put this on my or some version of this on the back of my book covers and stuff, and just to give like an overview of who I am or like what I've done in my life, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to be replacing that with my new author's photo here soon. But again, that like I've been hesitating to do this. This is like on the to-do list, but like I have the first draft of a new project done and it's currently being looked over, and I started editing it, and So I've been more focused on that. So by the time when that releases, then I'll have like updated photos and blurbs and all that kind of stuff. Okay, and so this is why I think it's essential to have a website or some sort of landing page so that people could see like your full writing portfolio. I know it's weird to refer to like the books you've written as a portfolio, but if you think about it, like a lot of artists or visual artists have portfolios too to pitch their work, right? They'll show some of their best pictures done. They might show maybe like games that they've been featured in, or movies or shows that their work has been featured in. So I decided to do that for my books and the short stories that I have featured in other collections. So if you look at the top of the screen, it has all my books that are available for purchase here. If I whoops, if I click on one of them, you will see like a full blurb for the back of this book. You'll see like some generic information about it, and then it'll take you to an Amazon link if you're interested in purchasing it. I think it's good to have a landing spot for people to see like all about you. That's not like filtered through, I don't know, but like if you just go on Amazon and you look at someone's Amazon page, they're going to recommend other authors like besides you, which is fine. But if you want somebody to be more focused on like just you, then it's good to have a website. Or I know they have some other link tree type stuff, like people put link trees in their bio and has like all their information there. That's also another option you can do if you don't want to, because like some websites like you have upkeep fees yearly to do that. I'm not sure if it's the same with Linktree. I've never used Linktree personally, but that's like another option for you as well if you want to do that. But it's good to have a landing site just because not only can readers find you, readers are most likely going to find you via social media or algorithm stuff anyway. But again, in case somebody is like, oh, they read one of your things and they want to know more about you, it's good to have like a website or some sort of landing page to do that. And also too, if you are like applying for jobs, I really recommend this to anybody who's just getting out of school or who's like applying for jobs in general, because this kind of acts as like a creative resume in a way. Like you'll probably submit your normal resume too, but if you have a link to your website, this could be like a creative kind of history resume of like everything you've done. And like a lot of people too, like if you want to be writing articles and stuff, it helps to have a website with articles on it. It could be like opinion pieces on things. It could be reviews of other things that you've read. Anything really. That could be also be good on your website. And I'll show you guys my articles in a minute. But yeah, scrolling down, these are just all the anthologies that I have been a part of over time. And they all have varying themes, really. And honestly, there's one more that's coming out on Halloween within a few weeks that I need to put up here as well. I think you can still pre order it. It's called Pretty Girls Make Graves, and it's like a feminine rage anthology. And so I have a story in there that's based off heavily off of like Megan the Stallion because I think she's so cool. But yeah, so I have a story in that one that's going to be put up here too. So then it'll be like 8 books total that I have a feature in. You can still get all these, I believe, with the exception of Grizzly. Grizzly was like a limited time charity anthology, and it was to raise money for Take Back the Night. This one was really cool because all the people who are featured in it are survivors of SA themselves, including myself. And so it was just stories that kind of relate to that. And of course, like this came about after the whole like man versus bear type meme going on. So yeah, that was really cathartic. I think I've gotten good reviews on my story, but that one was a lot more kind of loose and bizarre than I know typically write. A lot of my short stories follow the same sort of formula or pattern I've noticed, but that one was a little bit more open ended, or not really. Yeah, it was a little bit more open ended and just kind of like like not like Alice in Wonderland-y, but like a little like a whimsy bizarre. I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing a great job of describing it. But all these other collections I've been featured in. 2 of them are about astrology. One is about writing itself. That one is a story about a mother who reads her daughter's diary, and it's one of those like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but like when I was a kid, they had diaries that like were password activated. So like they had like a plastic coating on them or something, and you had to like shout a password into the diary, and then it would like open up for you. It's one of those. So it's a story based on that. I like doing like writing about old techie toys That's kind of like my bread and butter at this point, so I put that in there. Stories from the Crypt was like when I first started writing. That was like a short story based off of a trip I took with my husband to Bombay Beach, which is like an not really like abandoned because people still live there, but it's really scarcely populated town outside of Palm Springs with a really interesting history. It used to be a tourist destination for like celebrities and stuff, and then it got so polluted that the environment like could never recover. So now it's a place that like hosts like a lot of skeletal looking apocalyptic art. And a lot of people who live there are kind of like off the grid type people. So I wrote a story based on that. If you ever get a chance to go visit, I highly encourage it. It's like in the middle of the desert, but it was a really, really cool experience. I'm glad that we made the trip out there to go see it. I also have a story in this bathroom themed anthology that's about like me shaving my head during 2020 or inspired by that. And then Lurk is a newer publication and it's like a it is a collection of anthologies that go by different decades or talk about the technology in different decades. So I did the 2020s, which is the most recent one, and I wrote a story that was inspired by AI, but not just AI, but like AI chatbots, and how there was like a rumor going around that Facebook was going to reactivate the profiles of people who have who've died or like um inactive profiles, right? And use chatbots so their loved ones could still talk to their dead relatives. So those are all my short stories that I've posted, and with one on the way. And then like I circling back to my books, like I've talked about this on my channel before, but just a brief overview in case you guys are interested. Curse, Fate, and Wicked Breed are a series in and of themselves. It's dark fantasy, and the magic system is based off of the flora and fauna of Madagascar. There's elemental magic, animal companions, a boy who's trying to find his father slash his lost family history, and some really powerful like women show up with their own animal companions and their own traumas that they kind of have to unpack. They're like princesses, so it's I really enjoyed it. This was my first series, and this was my first time writing like full length books, and this was done so based off of like a prompt that my husband gave me when we were dating, and it's turned into this. It's been a couple years of work, and I really enjoy it. Then there's Cursed Images, that's my bestseller, and it's again continuing short stories, but it's from a child of the internet, so it's all about the toys and tech of the early 2000s. So think Tamagotchis, Furbies, um, like a text speech from that time. What else is there? Like, oh, webcams, just like a crazy time, right? So that's my most consistent seller. I sell that so than the other books. And the project I'm working on now is actually a sequel to that. So it's going to be more short stories, but this time it takes place in the 2010s. So be on the lookout for that. That's coming out soon ish, maybe next year. But that's what I'm currently working on and editing. So that's my entire writing portfolio, basically, in terms of published works. If you move on to the blog section, I have some articles here that also kind of correspond with my YouTube videos. So, especially for like, I had a series on here where I went over different subgenres of horror. I guess people kind of like them. I don't know. Like, they've some of them have done better than others. But like so my first one started with me talking about what pink horror is. And then I also moved on to things like quiet horror and cozy horror, techno horror, and analog horror. So those are all different subgenres of horror that I personally like or read or write. But then I also have some articles talking about like events I've done. So when I was interviewed on my hometown's news station about my books, I just kind of wrote a quick article about that to let you guys know that like, hey, that happened. Um, and then I did the same thing for a book event I did this year. over at the Museum of Surgical Sciences. So I posted like a little article about that, being like, "Oh, look what I did." So it's less like technical and informative, and it's more about like lifestyle stuff. Of course, with each of these articles, I made a corresponding YouTube video and I put that up there. But it's just nice to kind of have this in writing too for people who want to read. And like I said earlier, if you are somebody who's looking for jobs that involve writing articles, like it's a great way to just have some sort of like portfolio ready or samples ready for anybody who is looking for that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm sure other like publications probably want you to write some things that are like more geared to like what they publish. So if you are looking to write for like a fashion magazine, it would probably be smart of you to start writing like fashion based articles or reactions to certain fashion trends. If you're somebody who wants to write for the Economist, like clearly you have to pay attention to like the global economy or political economy or whatever's going on, and then write like opinion pieces based on that or do like analysis based on that. So because this is dedicated to me as an author and a writer, that's kind of like what I've been doing. Now, I think you've noticed that I put my face in a lot of things. I put my face out there. That's just a choice for me. You don't necessarily have to do that. Like not all authors do that. There's still like anonymous social media accounts or authors that use pen names or authors that like would prefer to have like some sort of icon represent them or like character or drawing or something rather than themselves. You can still do everything that I'm showing you right now with like a character or an icon instead. It's just for me, like I think that there's some people who could see me, get to know me better, and then like pick up works based off of that. I don't necessarily have the time between writing and everything else I do in my life to like post on threads all day or to continuously post and be like, oh yeah, making little quips to really show off my personality or fully engage with as many people as I would want to. But sometimes I feel like the visuals do a good job like of doing that. So like I can just post about things that are happening in my life or like me going out with my husband or little the fall themed things. Like I got those Pillsbury sugar cookies or whatever that are popular with like the pumpkins on them, and I posted a picture of that. And it's something that people can relate to because they too like those things. So I think when it comes to like marketing and stuff for authors, like it's like yes, like it should be about your work first and foremost for sure. But it's also good to like let the readers know a little bit about you more too. I've noticed this trend like from readers themselves online that they say that they do like to kind of get to know the author a little bit first before they decide to purchase a book. That I've seen that happen for myself with sales. People look at me and they like feel some sort of relationship to me and then they want to buy the book. Sometimes other authors buy books from each other after forming some sort of like friendship online and stuff like that. So I wouldn't underestimate putting yourself out there. I know it's a really scary thing to do, and again, it's not for everybody, but it's just something that's kind of worked for me where I show my face, I show my personality, I show my hobbies and my interests. I show my day-to-day life to a certain extent. Like I'm not posting anything that would like reveal too much about me, I guess. But people know that I live in Chicago in a general sense because it's a big city and I can do that. Or people have seen pictures of my husband every now and then, right? Like, or people have seen me put makeup on, people have seen me, I don't know, do stuff. Yeah, I don't know. That's just all stuff to keep in mind. The last thing on my website that I wanted to show is like a contact page. So I just have a very generic one. It's like with my email address on it, or you can literally write me a message from the space here. And I have it set up so I should receive an email every time somebody wants to connect with me via my website. This did happen one time, and I don't know what happened, but there was a glitch and I could not see the message. But I think it's been fixed since then because that was like a long, long time ago. So yeah, there is that. There's that feature. And like there's so many different ways to reach out and get a hold of me, truthfully, if somebody wanted to do that. I also have all my social medias like on the bottom here. So I have my Facebook connected, my Instagram, my LinkedIn, if people still use that, my YouTube channel, and a Ko-fi link in case people want to give me money. I don't know about Ko-fi because I have never once received a donation from there. I mean, granted, I don't like peddle it out. Like I don't really promote my Ko-fi link like I probably should be. But yeah, I haven't gotten donations from there. So I mean, it's up to you. I think if you're an author who's looking to maybe have like multiple streams of income or something, then it might be good to think about social media presence and stuff and monetizing that. But, or, you know, a lot of us have day jobs. So, like, that's the thing too. So I wouldn't be too dependent on like donations and Ko-Fi links. I think for me, like, people are more incentive to give money away if they feel like they're getting something in return. So if you do decide to do like a Ko-Fi or a Patreon or something like that, maybe have some sort of gift basket or like some sort of special book bundle you can give out to people if they, you know, pay you that way. So yeah, I've noticed that that kind of stuff I think tends to work more than just asking for donations straight up. That's why I always feel like if people want to support me, I just tell them to like buy my book because I feel like in the long run that goes a lot farther than just like little donations. Um, I'm so grateful for it, but if somebody buys your book, then lets the internet know that your book is more popular, and so it will push it out to other people. So there's multiple things to think about when it comes to that aspect of the job too. I'm just sharing like my personal experiences. So again, like I said, this isn't like the end all be all, but this is just what I think works for me. So yeah, that's basically my website and my writing portfolio. I really encourage you guys to do this if you want. I mean, clearly like people will tell you to go online, be on social media, put yourself out there, blah blah blah. But I do think a website is like an underestimated form of marketing and connections. And even though it might seem kind of boring at first, I had a lot of fun doing mine and coming up with like a color scheme and stuff. But you know, to each their own. The email thing, blasting emails. I think a lot of authors still do that. I know I've signed up for emails, but the thing is like I recently signed up for an email list for an author that I saw at a event, like uh, an Apple Fest event, and I haven't gotten a single email from them. Meanwhile, I get emails from other stuff all the time that I just ignore or I just like delete. So like for me personally, I just don't know if that's the best strategy to do. I've seen a lot of people say it's a beneficial one, but those people also tend to skew into a certain age group. So I don't know if it's the same for somebody like me. But you know, it is what it is. I hope you guys got some like helpful information in this video. I hope this video kind of helped you get your wheels turning about like your own website ideas. You can obviously do like there's a lot of website makers and generators that like you can build a website based off of their templates, and that could be like a cheaper option for you. Or maybe you have somebody like me, or maybe you're like me and you have somebody relatively techy in your life to do that for you. That's also a great bonus. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful. If you like this video, feel free to like it, comment down below, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. Please, please, please. That will help me out a lot. And then it would let me know to give more like make more advice type videos like this. And yeah, it will help me figure out what kind of content would be best for you guys. And until next time, thanks. Bye.